Deckard Cain is one of the most famous characters in Diablo, but unlike the heroes who fought against the forces of hell, he was never known for his strength or his skill in battle. Cain was a man of knowledge, and he spent most of his life studying the past, learning about the dangers of Sanctuary, and trying to make sure that all mistakes will not happen again. Cain was born in Tristram, and was part of the bloodline of the Horadrim, an old group of powerful mages who once hunted the three prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. They fought these demons and trapped them inside soulstones, but as the year passed, the Horadrim slowly disappeared, and their story became something that most people knew only from old books. For Cain, however, those old stories soon became real. Deep under the Cathedral of Tristram, Diablo was slowly returning, while King Leoric lost control of himself and his son Albrecht was taken and used as the body for the Lord of Terror. A hero finally went under the cathedral and defeated Diablo, but after the battle he placed Diablo's soulstone inside his own forehead, believing that he could keep the demon trapped inside him. Instead, Diablo slowly took control and turned the hero into the Dark Wanderer, who began traveling east in search of his brothers, Mephisto and Baal. Soon after, Tristram was attacked and almost completely destroyed, while Cain was captured and left among the ruins until a new group of heroes returned and saved him. Cain joined these heroes on their journey and became their guide, because while he could not fight the demons himself, he could use everything he knew about the Horadrim, the Soulstones, and the Primevals to help others understand what was happening around them. The heroes finally faced Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, and once again the three Primevals were defeated, but Cain had learned that peace could never be taken for granted. As the year passed and Cain became older, he continued to study the past and watch for signs that the forces of hell might return. During this time, he also raised Leah, the daughter of Adria, and became like a father to her. Leah did not always believe his stories about demons, angels, and all dangers, because she wanted a normal life. But Cain had already seen what could happen when people stopped believing in the past. Then, one night, a strange star fell from the sky and crashed into the old cathedral of Tristram. The fallen star was actually a stranger from the high heavens who had lost his memory, and Cain believed that his broken sword could help them learn who he really was. But before Cain could find all the answers, he and Leah were captured by Magda and her coven, and Cain was badly hurt. With the little strength he had left, Cain repaired the stranger's sword, and shortly after, the old Horadrim died. The stranger would later remember that he was Tyrael, the Archangel of Justice, but Cain would never see the events that followed, including Leah's fate and the return of Diablo. And maybe this is what makes Deckard Cain special. He was never the warrior at the front of the battle, and he was never the hero who killed the great demon in the end. He was the man who remembered the past, shared what he knew, and helped others understand the dangers they were about to face. This is also why his most famous words fit him so well.
Stay a while and listen.
They sound like a simple invitation to hear another story, but they also tell us who Deckard Cain really was, a man who understood that the past should never be forgotten. I'm Oliver, and this was the story of Deckard Cain, the man who remembered so others could be ready for what came next.